Spanking time!
Oh, sorry.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerd On Update, our weekly show in which we talk about the nerdy news that excites us, is angering to us, is sad to us. I mean, it's just a gamut of emotions here. And then the last part of the show in which we talk about questions. We just talk about them. We don't answer them at all.
We don't answer them. We just talk.
Like,
we just
well,
say,
look at this
Good.
question.
No, hey, we did the Pollux game. That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
I
Next
like
question.
this one out.
Next question.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, my bathroom light's been going out crazy. I'll just be like in the tub and I'll be like, Freddie?
We answer questions from you, the people, but the real actual first
There we go.
first part of the show is in which we just hang out and we just talk and we say hello to you, the people, and to each other.
Yeah. Thank you to Bad Reprint for the tier 1 sub for 51 months, baby. And thank
What's
you to
up?
all the people in the chat
Nice sound
giving
effects.
some love to the cameras and the angles. You guys see right there? You see that? You see that? I'm gonna punch you on the face. All right, remember that move?
I have all these
Alright.
cool things behind me, and then like you seeing your angle, I was like, wait, that makes so much sense. And I pulled out, and I was like, I pulled out. Anyway, there's stuff behind me.
Because my grandpa didn't.
Yeah. Yep.
Nope. I want.
Josh,
I want my shot
I
tighter.
did this. I did the punch you thing.
No, I remember that. I still do that. I do that. I do the. What's that on your shirt thing? I'll never let
You know
those
what
go.
I miss? I miss
Me.
slug bug.
Well, yeah.
I miss slug bug and I miss sex. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you're going through. Wait.
You know what sex is, Josh?
No.
Not
Going through
not
the yellow?
how people are made, but
Yeah.
when you're driving, there's two ways. I think when you're driving
Mhm,
and you go through a yellow, you say
Okay.
sex, or when you see a car with
Oh.
one headlight out.
Oh,
And in Real Linda, that's all the time.
okay.
And if you don't, that person, the person last, has to take off an article of clothing. And most of the time, we made sure that it was our friend who was a girl who was driving, so she couldn't do
That
it. And we're like,
That tracks.
And then we'd be
Fucking
like, oh,
pervert.
just drop us off at
kidding.
KFC. That's cool. And then she was
tracks.
like, get the fuck out of my car. And I was like,
Mhm.
all right.
All that tracks.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens. How was the weekend, y'all? What's going on? Corey doesn't. Corey doesn't want to talk about it. Josh, how's your weekend, man?
Did something happen that I don't know about? I was in Arizona.
I don't know about it. I don't think Corey wants to talk about it. But...
Oh, okay.
Josh,
I was in Arizona visiting some family. My dad and my stepmom, they do this annual crawfish boil, and they invite a whole bunch of people, and it's like kind of like a traditional one where they just set it out on a table, and you just get a tray, and you just put stuff in the tray, and they have like a that stuff is the seasoning that they use is spicy, so there's one batch that's like just base spicy, and then they have the one that's like really spicy. It just makes your lips burn, and really good. It was good to see family, and then drive 6 hours back home, there and back. I'm not one of those. Some people love driving. I just don't. It's boring.
I like driving when I know my car's not going to break.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
totally.
It's different.
It does.
It's different.
When you start to hear a sound, and you're like, "Is this?"
Well,
how
I know
die?
for a fact that my passenger side axle is about to break.
Oh.
So I'm just like, it's only a matter of time. I'm gonna I'm gonna go on a
Wow.
date on one thick girl, and then we're like, oh baby,
Mhm.
we're Fred Flintstone in it now.
I don't mind driving around locally. It's driving 6 hours. It's like I just don't have the. There's one point in the drive, and the GPS goes, just stay on this road for 200 miles,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll tell you what to do next. And that 200 miles is the middle of California, where it's just like after Barstow, it's like nothing. You're like, there are sometimes Bonnie and I would be like, look, Nothing. Just nothing. It would be a cool shot, like a cool like photograph, or even like a cool location for a film.
Yeah.
But it's just like nothing.
Make your stop in Blythe and then move on.
Yeah, exactly.
You
GTFO.
know, I think everyone has one trait that belongs to like a sociopath.
Mm.
And mine is that I do like those long drives of nothingness.
But what do you
Because
listen to?
you could just hit the cruise control and then
I don't have cruise control, but all I do is just like,
you have to.
I'm gonna catch up on this book. I'm gonna listen
Yeah,
to
we
this
do
song.
audiobooks. It helps.
But then it's also just like, cool. I don't have to see the noise of the world all the time.
God, I wish
I
my
could
brain
just
worked like
see-
that.
I could just see where, like, they were like one farm. That's it. I'm like, cool. I love, looking at a lot of shit at the same time. But I'm like, sometimes your eyes need a break. Sometimes your brain needs a break. And I'm like, I don't need to see like a lot of shit all the time. And it's like driving for a real long time. It's like, cool. I'm out here. We're just going.
We
and
out
there's
here.
one thing to do is keep your foot on the pedal and just stay in the lane. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's me.
That's
We'll skip Corey. Pour moi. Yeah, I don't know. Pour moi.
I was at a funeral in Arizona. That's what it was.
oh.
I went out with some friends on a Friday, and then on a Saturday.
But the horse's name was Tuesday. Is that how the riddle goes?
Yeah.
And
The
he
horse's
had no
name was
name.
Friday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I rode into the desert on a horse with no name.
There it is.
Thank you.
Tom's just trying to live his life 1 mile at a time.
Quarter mile at a time.
Just trying to get his car 1 mile. Just one more mile.
What the fuck did I do Saturday? Saturday, I think like I just did laundry, and then like did I play some Baldur's Gate? I don't know, but just played some cards on a Saturday until 2 a.m. and then Sunday went to a film fest for our latest short, and I love the. For people who don't know, for people who have not gone to many film festivals, who are listening and watching, one day you can go to a film festival and you're at the Grove and it's nice and you dress up and Jane Lynch is there and somehow, some way, Neil Blomkamp is there, and then maybe Wes Anderson wins an Oscar. Other times, it's like smaller than like your friend's North Hollywood garage, and then you're pretty sure you see the tears of an actor who woke up one day and was like, I want to act. And then they tried and they did, and they still haven't recovered from it. And that's where sometimes your screening will be. Guess which one this one was. But so, sometimes that happens.
It's a very
So that was
specific
Sunday.
example.
But it was fun. It was cool. The cool thing is, random folks that I didn't expect, they were like, oh, I want to come. I was like, you don't have to come to this one. This one's kind of the small one. So but yeah, there's that. But yeah, there was that on Sunday, and then I had to be prepared for this week because I'm shooting all this week for some work, so that's pretty nice.
Sweet.
I told Corey before we started rolling and streaming that there is something I had to confess, but we won't talk about it just yet. It's a little foreshadow into the news because it will be an add-on to some news. But anyways, moving on. We got some weekend talk out of the way. Are we ready for some news?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do some news. Some news. Do you want me
Who
to
would
start?
like to go first?
Doesn't matter to
Go
me.
I'll start because it's not super eventful. The Baldur's Gate 3 director announced at GDC over the past week that Baldur's Gate 3 would not be getting any DLC, and probably there seems to be some question, probably not getting a sequel. And of course, the internet does what the internet does, and it starts speculating, and it starts trying to ask questions and spread. And the director was like, "Listen, it's not Wizards of the Coast. It's not them. They've been great through the process. It's just we want to move on. And like Baldur's Gate is good as it is. Baldur's Gate 3 is good as it is." So yeah, I think that's interesting. I'm like, good for you guys. I haven't even finished the game yet. I have like 4 playthroughs, and I still haven't finished it.
He said he just wants. They just want to like move on to the next thing, and they're excited for it, and they're
Yeah.
excited for their new puppy.
Yeah.
The next challenge is the same thing like CD Projekt Red. They're like, hey man, we did 3 Witchers, no more.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Cyberpunk now. It's
Ooh,
another
a piece of candy.
thing that we've adapted. I will say I did see some hubbub because I don't know, I haven't finished even one playthrough that the Will and Karlak characters don't really get too resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, that sucks." Like, I wish that there would be like a DLC that can have like some Avernus stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I'm just like,
I did read that
I
they
like
are
I
developing
like the demon people,
the demon,
the tieflings.
the demon. I did read that they are developing some more like evil endings, but that's like about it and scene. So
That's great. They did a lot.
yeah.
I mean, it was in early access for 3 years, so
yeah.
Yeah, that's
plenty of work they've done.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this on stream. Hey man, it's more games than I've made. But also, oh boy, there are some bugs. I'm like, I waited to play this, and there's still bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. But it's a big sprawling game. What can you expect?
The biggest game that's been made to date. Anyway,
come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, Tom.
Elden Ring, what bugs?
Yeah, sure. None of the Dark Souls
They
games
had
have
like
bugs,
2
right?
bugs.
None of the Dark Souls games are bugged at all.
No,
Never.
not at all.
You
Not
can
one.
bug it if you want to exploit shit, but it's not like I knock someone out and now they're just unconscious in my camp forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what do you mean? I can't put water on them? I just have to kill them. Okay.
Oh, I have to share because I feel like it was this happened over the weekend. It was such a pop culture moment, like as an uncle. I got to watch The Sandlot with my nephew. It was the first time he'd ever seen it. And it's like, that's
forever.
It's like imagining like the first time that you see a movie like that, you're like, wow. Anyway, continue. That's it. That's all my news.
That's a good feeling.
That's all I have.
Corey, you and me.
It doesn't matter. You tell me.
Okay, I'll go. I'll go
Okay.
next. First of all, give some of the Nerd On fam, some of the listeners, some of the real true nerds out there, a little tease, a little conversation. We've all gotten together and we all have like a living thread of talking about some stuff we're working on in the future. I'm not going to give you exact topics, but we are plotting a course. It always feels like this is like Steve's superstitious, like, don't say shit until we start doing it. But I think it's pretty cool and it feels nice to kind of get back in the swing of those kind of things. I really like some of the topics that we're talking about. And just to give you guys a little bit of the heads up, they may not be so much like how our old podcasts used to be, where they're just like, Winnie the Pooh murder movie, written, directed by Johnny Punderpuck, produced by, it's going to be like, hey, okay, so let's talk about this. Like, goes public domain, and we have more of like this kind of loose form conversations. But we still will have, as Josh kind of has coined it, these topical episodes as well. So we're not losing all that stuff, but we are opening ourselves up to that. So that's pretty exciting for me to think about, and it's something I felt like you guys would like to hear. And then obviously again, we can share about it. But the news thing that I wanted to talk about was the Alien Romulus trailer. Ooh, a spooky, scary. It's Fede
Game over,
Alvarez,
man.
baby, the
Game
person
over.
who rebooted the Evil Dead movies, and it looks fucked up. It looks like little face huggers are chasing people and just shooting their eggs in people's bodies, and then that scares me. Obviously, if someone was a strong enough parody maker, they would have a face hugger go into someone's butt. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. I the just and this is like a really stupid thing. The first shot I think you see in Alien, the first one, is of the ship, and you just see this camera that pulls away, and then it starts trucking over to other corridors, and we see this like rib cage like exoskeleton spinal architecture of the ship, very Geiger-esque. And you get that from the teaser. It's only like a 1 minute teaser. We get the teaser, we get the trailer, then we get the trailer too, and then you get that little pull, but you're like, oh, I feel this. And a lot of people are so quick to say, oh, back to form, but I'm like, hey, it looks a little like, okay, we're going to use a little bit of creepy, but also we're going to ramp up the intensity of how quickly people are running for their lives.
There
In
are a few
different
shots that
ways.
I was like, oh, this like just the look of it. I was like, oh man, this looks real nice. I like this.
So that's
In
there's
my
that.
pants.
And I'm done with the news. Corey, take it away.
Beetlejuice.
Mm.
Two. Trailer dropped. We're gonna go do spoiler free. Teaser trailer, nothing more. We're seeing some of the full cast. We're seeing some of the story that's coming together. What's happened to these people over the last years, and we do get a shot of our beloved Michael Keaton, full costume, looking good as ever, because that man is a gem, and I will pay money to see him on screen whenever I can, sans one particular film. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. Beetlejuice is one of the movies my wife and I, much like a lot of other people, watch every Halloween, and it's in our rotation of favorite films. Possibly one of my favorite Keaton films. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of them.
Multiplicity.
Mr. Mom?
Multiplicity is the one I was thinking of when I said that. So that and the Dream Team
like
is probably
pizza.
like
Mr. Mom?
Mr. Mom's good. Dream Team's probably my favorite Keaton film. But we'll see when this comes out. My second bit of news, that was it, real quick. X-Men 97 first 2 episodes dropped last week. I watched them as soon as I could. I did a brief rewatch of the original series, skipping around here and there, but mostly the last 5 or 6 episodes of the original series, just to see where it was at season 5. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. There's been a great fan reception of it. I think they're handling the material really well, and actually doing stuff with certain characters that I feel like, aside from the animated series, have been slept on, and even within the animated series, were slept on. So
Which is
I'm
a
pretty
big
stoked.
task.
Yeah.
Make sure it's
100%.
underlined, because it is a continuation, and like the Batman Cape Crusader has definitely those same shoes.
Yeah, and it's cool because obviously the cast, a lot of the cast, original cast that could come back, came back. They recast a few folks here and there, but yeah, man, there was definitely some big plot points. Obviously, I don't want to go into anything specific that had me going. I mean, I was watching this, especially episode 2, where I was like, oh damn, they're doing this. Oh shit, okay. Some emotional stuff going on. It's coming out every Wednesday, so we got episode 3 coming out on Wednesday. But so far so good. I'm here for it. The acting's great, the writing's great, and it's just great to press play on something and immediately just hear dun 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 dun. dun. Feels good in my heart soul. So yeah, I'm hyped on it. Pretty good reception. Looking forward to episode 3 and what they're they're gonna do with where they left it off in episode 2, because I'm like, oh damn, here we go. So yeah, that's my news.
Nice.
So I this is the time I'm going to do my add-on.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about the show,
Mm-hmm.
the new show called
97.
X-Men 97.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, couldn't tell you anything about it. I couldn't tell you anything about the old show either. I'm like, I remember how Lady Deathstrike looked like. She got them long fingies, and that was messed up. I could tell you how tall Wolverine was. I could tell you he was not the main character.
Bandolier.
I could tell you no one said any frog jokes. I could tell you that I don't remember Forge ever mattering ever. Because I'm like, I don't remember anything. I have no memories with this show other than opening, yellow wheelchair, doing this for brain stuff, aliens with crown-like hair come through, and the Juggernaut is a brother, and I'm the Juggernaut bitch was a parody off that, and then Brett Ratner was like, this is cinema, and then put that in his movie. And so Mamba said it in a stream, Tom, because I said, what if I just watch the whole show all over again? Let me just watch the show. And then Mamba said, you could record your reaction to it. And I was like, that's a lot of video.
That's a lot of video.
Also, that is a lot of easy video to make. Not gonna lie. Because see, with this nice, really wide butthole angle, I could do one of these and it could be right here. And I was just like, but like me doing reaction content, I'd just be like,
yeah.
And it's just like cut to all the, all you do is cut to the best parts of a reaction video, and that's all it's gonna be. Oh yeah, oh shit.
We talked about that when we were doing the first impressions of the trailers.
Yeah.
We were like, we need to react a little bit, because we watch these trailers and we'd be like, oh yeah, nice. Oh,
because we're adults. We're not children with iPhones being the content, and it's like we're just like, oh okay, that's cool. And then we sit on it. We might go have something to eat, and then come out and say, dude, what'd you think? And it's like, oh, I thought it was really cool. It's so funny. So that was the thing. I was just like, I think I might do that, but I'm like, oh, Corey will be sad because Corey's like, damn, I should be doing that.
No. I don't have the time or the stamina.
No, thank you.
Or the willpower to do that. So you go ahead. You go right ahead, Tom.
I started doing the test.
I also remember a lot of the show, so it wouldn't be as good. I'd be like,
I remember the Rogue and Captain Marvel episode.
Sure.
Or Miss Marvel. It was Miss Marvel at the time.
The whole storyline with Morph that we could get into.
No, I don't remember Morph at all. Like I don't
really
like. No, I'm like, he's a cheeky bastard. I like whatever. I was like,
Wolverine's
I don't know
like best friend in the show. Anyway.
I wish, bro.
See, that's why it wouldn't be as good if I did it, because I'd be like,
Yep, saw that. I remember that. Yeah.
But I mean, so there's a little bit of a question immediately. Can we like insert these two questions before we get to our actual questions? Because there are questions specifically about Corey's news.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, I'm totally breaking the format. We never did a little claps for funsies.
This is for funsies.
Middle claps that mean nothing.
Who is Morph?
There you go. Right, questions.
The first question was from Mamba. It said, here's my question. So we all seen the X-Men animated show, except if you're a fucking idiot named Tom. Whether it's new or old, or the old one, here's the question. Which X-Men do you resonate with? Explain why. And finally, how do you think they would adapt from 1997 to 2024? Forge. Morph.
So specifically from the original animated series or 97 as well, which X-Men character do you resonate with, or resonates with you the most, I guess, as well?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough because there's so many aspects of different characters that I I love them all. I like all the X-Men. I don't think there's a single X-Men on the animated series where I was like, that's a waste. I think if I had to pick one that resonates with me the most, probably Colossus. Just because he's just out here trying to do good, and he could break people in half without thinking, but instead he wants to try to like talk to people and get to them without having to resort to that type of violence. It's the same with Nightcrawler, you know. I dig that kind of thing. I dig the X-Men is like, my power literally I could lift a house over my head, but like, can we just talk? Can we just talk this out? I want to see the good in you, but I will break you in half if I have to. I just also, man, Colossus is just so fucking cool. I love Gambit's probably my favorite X-Men besides Nightcrawler, but I don't resonate with his character. I'm just like, that guy's fucking cool.
You don't relate to a himbo?
No. But yeah.
Josh?
I don't really know enough to be able to give an educated answer. I am drawn to. I went Beast. That's who. No, I don't.
Oh my god! Stars and garters.
Um.
That was his catchphrase in the show.
Yeah, I don't.
I got the consequences. I haven't watched it, but I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because I'm pretty sure the girl with the helmet-like hair was a babe that Xavier dated.
The girl with the helmet-like hair.
She has like bird-like things. She's the alien race that was talking about like the jewel where the Phoenix and something. And then Xavier's like, "What's up, girl? Shit." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then all the time I feel like crazy Phoenix shit would happen. He's like, "Girl, we don't gotta be like this though." And then I'm like, that's me. I see that. I might sell for the team. I might sell the team for the alien space girl. And you know, and then pretend to be like, oh, okay. Oh, Gumbo Johnson. And then the second question is from Big Nate. Did Sir Ian McKellen reprise his role as Magneto?
In the animated? No, that'd be cool though. I mean, here's the thing. I wouldn't put it past them doing some sort of Scooby-Doo-esque crossover type of thing with alternate universe, you know, multiverse type shit that Marvel's really into right now. But no, I don't think the original actor came back either from the animated series. I think it was recast.
This was a while ago. They might have passed away.
Yeah. I think it's a newer actor, and actually he's really fantastic. They showcase Magneto a bit in the second episode, and I was like, I'm in for this. Tom's gonna love Magneto. Love Magneto.
I also want to be the guy that's like, fuck my friend. I'm gonna inherit all his shit though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just apologize. You know
we'll talk off camera, Tom. I don't know how much spoilers you want, but we'll talk off camera.
We'll talk later. Yeah.
Can't talk. But yeah, that's a Beast is good. Beast, I could see that, Josh. By the way, for you, I was just thinking about that.
Yes.
Tom, did you say anything?
But now we could do our regular questions. I'm sorry.
You just said Xavier because you throw your team away for some poontang. Is that your answer?
I think it's kind of funny. It doesn't resonate. I'm like, that's me. I'm just like, that's kind of funny.
It's Magneto.
I don't.
That's who Tom resonates with. It's Magneto.
I'm a Canadian who likes to say "bub" and also says, no one tells me where to go. I'm looking for the girl. That's not me.
It's Magneto. That's who Tom resonates with. It's Magneto or Emma Frost.
And I'm also not like, oh, Xavier put me in charge. You go that way. I go this way. You know,
actually,
I'm not that.
I was gonna say the Cyclops in this new episode. I thought a lot about you, Tom.
But I'm also not like, parents, you're adopted and you don't even love me. I'm gonna wear sunglasses at the mall, and I'm not. You know, that doesn't resonate with me. I've never been that. That's never been my life. I've never been like, "What's up, y'all? I touched a girl and I flew around." You know what I mean?
They showed this in the trailer, but X-Men Cyclops has this moment where these bad guys are like, "Quick, take his visor so he can't shoot again or whatever," and he goes, "No, please, anything but that." Or I forget what the phrasing was, but they did a 90s not joke where they take the visor off and he's like, "Not," and he just blows the roof off this place. And I was like, I love this. I'm here
That's
for all of this 90s nostalgia shit.
Oh, that's cool.
I loved it. Not.
I hope someone says sick.
I think someone said psych. But yeah.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
Awesome. Wow.
But
Anyway.
yes. Should we do our normal questions, Josh?
Yeah. Real quick.
Oh, he said, "No, don't. I surrender." Not.
Oh my gosh. Really quick, join the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. You can submit your questions in there. There are channels for you to do so. Also, join the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon, because we may have content coming out soon, and you get early access to said content. You also get, we started doing this like last year. Before the show, we are in a voice chat, just kind of chilling there before the show, like 30 minutes before the show. Come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun if you're a member of the Nerd On Nation. Mamba was there. But you can ask questions like B-Rad asks, "All right, boys, what's our homework this week?"
I'm very glad he asked that question. That's a really good question.
You know what show is really good that just recently came out?
97. Oh.
The Gentleman.
Shogun.
The Gentleman on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, Guy Ritchie, baby.
So Bonnie and I started watching it, and we were like, okay, let's see what happens, because the Gentleman movie, we were like, oh, we love that. It's not really all that. It's not related, really, at all. But just the there's so many good comedy and action parts. The characters, it's good. It's good stuff.
I'm very excited for the movie as well.
Yeah, the movie's good.
Ministry of Ungentlemanly, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. It is.
But so far, hold on, time out. You telling me
of
the same director is doing, he did the movie The Gentleman. Mm-hmm. He's doing the show called The Gentleman. And he's doing another movie called, I'm just saying, this man is the gentleman's man's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's manning all the gentles.
You don't have to. Homework.
I'm pretty pumped for that movie.
You don't have to watch the whole thing. That's absurd. We did in a few days, but just, watch an episode or two. There you go.
Tom, what's your homework?
My homework, something that I feel like you ought to try, but are not, and y'all sleeping on that shit. Come on, man. You gotta be watching Blade, the first movie, because the new one's never gonna come out.
Ever.
That movie is one director leaving away from becoming the Flash. Actors are leaving. Producers are leaving.
Blade 2 right here, right above it.
Oh no, for sure. Blade 2 is, to me, the more superior movie.
Yeah.
But Blade 1, you got to see why they were like,
what's the line, Tom? Blade 1, best line in cinema history.
Motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Come on, baby. But then in number 2, though.
Cinema.
Number 2.
Oh, yeah.
So good. Oh, and just Donnie Yen as Silent Swordsman. Come on.
And
breaking ground here.
Ron Perlman. That's good. That's good homework. Mine's
Blade 1, baby. I'm just giving you all of the Marvel before a cinematic universe. So X-Men animated.
You watch X-Men 1, X-Men 2. I saw my brother this weekend, Jackson, shout out. He's 15. And he told me he's watching all the X-Men movies. He watched the first X-Men movie and fucking loved it because he wants to see Deadpool 3 with his mom. So he's watching all of the the movies. And I was like, you've never seen any of the X-Men, original X-Men movies? He's like, no, I watched the first one and I loved it. Wolverine's so cool. And I was like, yep, yeah. And I was like, they're really there, and it's an interesting franchise. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, the first one's good, the second one's great, and then it just goes really downhill after that. But then you get like First Class, and then it goes like really downhill after that.
I love Days of Futures Past.
Yeah.
I look. People could not like it, sure, but I love that movie.
Sure.
I don't.
Yeah. Then you get Dark Phoenix after that. I'm just saying it goes downhill.
No, you get Apocalypse after that.
Oh yeah, that's that movie I tried to watch 3
Remember,
times.
you get Ivan Ooze after that.
Yeah. Teenagers. My homework
Learning
is The Sting. Go watch The Sting. 1973. Robert Redford, Paul Newman. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name right now. 3 men go in the water. 3 men go out of the water.
Jack Nicholson.
Robert Shaw from Jaws. It's a heist movie. It also has James Earl Jones' dad in it. Anyway, go check that movie out. Top 10 films of all time for me. The Sting. I don't know.
I'm going to add one more. I'm sorry, because when you're unemployed, you do a lot of dumb shit. Like I started watching all the new DC animated universe movies. It's called the Tomorrowverse. And there's one movie I watched that I think Bad Reprint, the asker of the question of what's the homework, would love, and it was the Terror That Came to Gotham.
Okay.
And I know Bad Reprint loves Elseworld stories because they do things that like the main canon can't do, and will take those leaps to do it. And Batman fights eldritch horrors. And like the Doom That Came to Gotham. I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, and people in the Batman family die. Like dead, forever dead in the story. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just like, oh my God, they're gone? I was like, it's not like I came back at the very end. It's like, no. They died. And you didn't do anything to save them. It's like, holy shit, man. But yeah, it's on Max. The Doom That Came to Gotham. And the first time you see someone being like, the Doom That Came to Gotham.
Yeah.
And the first guy you see, he's like, I had to do it for the ancient one or the old one, and he has no eyes. I'm like, is this it? Is this what's going to happen?
I made
a friend going to happen
that has no eyes.
Is this going to Bloodborne this shit? Okay. But that's all I'm going to say. Okay, next question.
Next question comes from Jose Cipher. What is something you loved as a kid but can't stand now?
That's a good question. Something I loved as a kid but can't stand now. Tom?
It's a very easy answer.
Disney.
Buying Disney merchandise.
I was so close. I was so close.
That shit. I used to be like, oh fuck yeah. And now I'm like, no.
What are you qualifying as a kid?
I'll say before I hit the number 13.
Okay.
So 12 and under.
Yeah.
So if I was like, throw money at this company because it makes me feel like a happy child, I'm like, I hate this. I hate this. I'll be like, go watch something else. Go watch the Iron Giant again. Don't buy the new recut of Up with like, here's a bottle cap collection. It's like, no.
What did I like as a kid but can't stand now? I don't know if I have an answer to that. Honestly, I don't know if I do.
What's something you used to do as a kid? You loved as a kid but can't stand now? Making mud pies.
No. Still love that.
using social media.
I didn't really use social media as a kid, but yeah.
Using
Wasn't around.
AOL,
Social media wasn't
instant
around when I was a
messaging.
kid, folks. Ah.
MTV.
That's a good answer because
That does
MTV's
work.
not MTV anymore.
Huh?
VH1 MTV because it's
Yeah.
not what it used to be. Yeah.
No, it used to
that'd
be
about
like
it.
I used to turn on MTV when I was getting ready for school, and you can
Music
get
videos.
music videos and
Because I'm in too deep and I'm trying. Yeah, I think that's got it. I got to steal Josh's answer there because I can't think of anything else. I still love a lot of things from when I was a kid. I just talked about watching X-Men '97, Tom. Like
pop-up
I don't
video.
know. I don't know if I've grown enough.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was just trying to think. I was like, do I like more pervy shit now, or do I not?
Nickelodeon. No, just kidding. But I don't really know what's on Nickelodeon
Rough
nowadays.
Subject.
Yeah.
Rough subject.
I watched it and I was like, ooh,
Dark humor.
Ooh.
I'm on the 3rd episode, so
Yeah.
Ooh.
we'll see.
Next question comes from T-Dog.
Yep.
What up? What up? If you could be any race from the DnD world, which would you be?
Oh, any race.
I'd be a blue tiefling that has the power of Misty Step.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Right? Isn't that a thing?
You did it, Tom. You nailed it.
No. I mean, I don't
Nailed
know.
it.
Is there actual teleportation in the game, right?
Misty Step.
Misty Step is the one? Okay.
Misty Step's
like,
the common
I-
one. There,
I
I think
saw
you
this-
can get you can get like doorways and stuff like that can allow you to teleport to other places, but it's Misty Step is the most common one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I saw someone's like, Nightcrawler's a tiefling, by the way, everyone. Playable character. You get the like body build of a Starion and just make him blue.
Yeah. There you go. If I could be any race, Aarakocra, the bird race, I think would be pretty sweet. 'Cause you could fly. I dig that. I think they look pretty cool too.
Pretty cool. I mean, I like my character right now in my D&D campaign. It's a purple tiefling named the Rizzler, and
Oh, in your Baldur's Gate 3?
yeah, I that's great. And he's got silver hair, so like people were like, "Oh my god, is that Sephiroth?" I'm like, "No, I'm better. I actually saved villages.
There's a
I don't burn them to the ground. I don't stab loved ones for no reason."
there is a fan-made race that I would choose. It's an orangutan race, and I would do like orangutan monk for sure. But
my
that's
next
technically not real. So
my
Aarakocra.
next character I want to make is definitely a dragon. Where Dragonman?
Dragonborn?
The Dragonborn? I thought that was
Dragonborn?
Skyrim. But okay, yes. Dragonborn barbarian. Just I'm gonna make him a big beefy guy that punches.
Yeah.
And everyone makes fun of him because he has no wings, and he's like, but the dragon inside does. He just punches a lot.
There it is. Nice.
Josh?
I'm drawn to either Dragonborn or the Leonin, the lion-like humanoids. Those are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically they look cool. That's it. I don't know enough.
I mean,
to be like, oh, this is why. I don't know why. They look cool.
I mean, now that I'm in Act 3, I can now say it. Maybe being a mind flayer wouldn't be so bad. Because I was
technically
like,
not
what?
a race though, right? Like it's just they enact it on others.
I was like, what? This whole time? And I was like, maybe I do get touched with the with one of these tadpoles. Maybe I do get some tentacles. Who knows? I'm like, it's kind of cool. And the homie said, they got everything they want out of him. Like, no, I don't know. You know, Mill is a very powerful mechanic. Choose a unique path. What do you mean choose a unique path? I don't know what that means.
That's it for the these questions.
Pre-selected.
Yeah, the pre-selected.
Right.
Tom's got the rest.
All right, everyone. Send your questions in the chat if you got them. I got some questions in here, but we love some more. I'm going to erase this because we already answered it. So I'm going to ask this question. I think there were some updates I did without y'all, and I'm going to use some of these questions. Erase that one. I like this question.
I like you.
Thank you. Bad Reprint asked. I like you too. You want me to say that?
No, Josh and I just went.
Yeah.
Bad Reprint asked the question: what is the worst piece of advice you have received, and what is the ultimate lesson you learned from it?
Worst piece of advice you received, and the lesson we learned from it. It's really good.
I know mine immediately.
Let's go, because I don't.
I'm not going to name names or anything or name where it was. I was working at a studio, and I was an intern. That's a very important thing. I was an intern and an assistant engineer here and there. And we were working on this show, and I was the assistant mixer. Meaning that I would print the stems, and I was there at like 1 a.m. or later. And then in the morning, I would get there when I got there to do like coffee, all that stuff. And at one point, the boss sat me down, and he was like, I noticed basically his expectation was he wanted me to do the work that I was doing at night until like 3 a.m. and then get to work by like 8 a.m. So like not getting 8 hours of sleep. And I was like, I'm
5.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
not even 5, because then you have to wake up. Yeah.
And he was like, you need to be willing to risk things. Like you need to be willing to risk your marriage and stuff like that. And I was like,
so it was Whiplash.
Not my tempo.
Again. What? What did I learn from it? No fucking way. No, no, I don't believe in that. I don't. There's this struggling artist mentality, and I think it applies to anybody that works in crew too. That's art. That is a part of art. There's a struggling artist, and I think it's stupid. I think that you can have a thriving life, and be an artist. And that was one of those things where I soon did not work for that company, and like time boundaries is something that is important to me. So that was one of those times where I was like, okay, mental note, got it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a company I will be working for a long time.
I don't have one as deep, and it was not really more of advice. It was more an advisory. My mom,
shout out,
said to me when I was a little boy. Shout out to Vincent D'Onofrio, because that's all he tweets. When I was a little boy, he's referencing Kingpin because he liked that character, I guess. But when I was a little boy, most of the time, my mom, for some reason, whenever we talked about movies, she would just say, "You are not allowed to watch Silence of the Lambs." And for a long time, she's like, "You cannot watch that movie until you're 18." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then finally, I got to college and I watched Silence of the Lambs for school, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I saw that movie when I was 6. I know why she said.
Well, you
that.
are 50.
That's right. It's true. True.
And I fucking love that movie. I mean, the ultimate lesson I learned, obviously, my mom fucking was trying to look out for me because that movie obviously disturbed her.
Mm-hmm.
But also shout out to Henry Winkler. Well, mama don't know, don't hurt her, baby. And you don't know what you're gonna like, and you might not like the same shit your parent likes, and you may not be affected in the same way your parents are. And also, I don't know. I feel like there are things in the world of like you shouldn't see this or you shouldn't engage with this piece of art or media. Um, at some point you do have to make a decision for yourself, and you can choose not to. You can continue to not, but at some point you might prevent yourself from doing something you might really like and get into. And then if it is bad for you, you will never learn because you never engage with it. But again, I'm not saying that try everything, even terrible things. Like I'm not saying that, but like, you got to make your own decisions. And I loved it. I mean, I think she just thought it was like so disturbing for me, but also maybe she didn't know that I was already disturbed at a very young age.
Yeah.
I was watching anime. I was watching Evangelion by like 7 years old. I seen some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As a parent, I've gotten a lot of bad advice.
Oh
A lot.
gosh, I can only imagine.
Most of it unsolicited. So my lesson I've learned from that is kind of like what Tom's is, where it's just like you kind of have to just do what you need to do, and kind of on a grander scale, learn to trust your instincts, and learn. Being a parent has taught me to really analyze when I'm right and wrong and how I'm feeling when I'm right and wrong, because that has become factually more important when it comes to the livelihood of a child, keeping a child alive and safe. And so, yeah, I think it's really just the lesson I've learned from it is to just trust my gut. And if I know what's right, that's going to be good enough for me. Not saying
Trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Yeah, there it is. 2 words. Trust yourself. So yeah.
Dope.
It's the world will never be safe. So you always have to just make sure you're confident enough to trust yourself.
Yeah.
Which is you have to, get through those growing pains and life struggles to get to the point where you can trust yourself.
Yeah. I remember the
different
first piece of advice that struck me as very odd that I got, and I'll use that as my example, was the Juniper. She slept through the night very early. She's self-soothed by sucking her thumb. She never used a pacifier or anything like that. And it hasn't been a problem. Like, she only uses it when she's going to sleep, and that's it. It's not like an all-day thing. But we did have someone, again, unnamed, go, you guys are going to have a lot of trouble down the road breaking that habit if you just let her do that now. And I went, sleeping through the night is really nice, and I guess I'll deal with that well rested.
That's a future me problem.
Yeah. Man, God, like, I would rather be well rested and deal with her sucking her thumb, being like, then pulling it. I'd be like, you can't sleep with your thumb in your mouth.
How dare you self-soothe?
Yeah. I was like,
how
God
dare
forbid.
you learn how to soothe? Oh my gosh.
I think I literally said, then I'll deal with it well rested. I think that was my response, but she's fine. She's chilling.
People are awesome.
She's cool.
I don't know if there's any more questions from the chat that I have. If there's anyone in the chat that wants to submit one last question for the night, I can dig into our other ones. I don't want to. I'd rather get some from the chat if there are some. So,
all right, I got one. For everybody here. What? Oh wait, there we go. We got a question from the chat. I'll do mine after this. PB&J, grape jelly or strawberry? It's grape.
Neither.
Oh wait,
what do you use?
You don't want apricot?
I use raspberry.
Peach?
Raspberry.
Pretty much almost like I mean, if it's like, no, you must choose one of those. Strawberry, I'll choose strawberry.
Okay.
But raspberry is pretty much the go-to.
We're just on different end of the spectrum, because my actual favorite is not those two. It's blackberry jelly.
Fuck yeah, that's still
All day.
delicious.
Blackberry and peanut butter. Ooh. But like
Oh.
I just think it's funny that we both just opposite ends of the jelly
My
spectrum.
my grandma used to make plum jelly, and it to this day, I mean, she passed away, but I'm like, that was so good. I remember that's one taste from my childhood that I'm like, plum jelly. Anyway, Tom.
Plum jelly.
I choose strawberry because I like the red. They're all sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what kind of sugar do you want? Pick your poison.
I mean, I'm
I'll
the kind of
take
guy
that
that
over-
puts jelly on both sides.
Yeah. There you go. We got more questions. I'll save mine for another time.
Okay, yeah. Hey, people came through. Nerd on Brad reprint question. Can we expect a Nerd on location episode about the Ren Fair since it's coming up soon?
No.
Is it
My
coming up
God,
soon?
shout out to the second or so ever video of Nerd on the podcast.
No.
It was when we went to Ren Fair.
Did you straight up say no?
I just said no.
I would say this. I mean, for me, like, this is what I'd like to do is I like to go to a thing and then probably just shoot some vertical video and then make a short out of it. Because like I kind of like that format for that kind of thing. Last time it was like very like, hey, this is what we're doing. This one will be like boom, 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 boom. If I go. That's saying if I go, I'm for sure shoot. Like, well, I think one time I went to a convention and I just like, here's the line, here are the booths, what you can
But
do,
like
how
an
it is, where it's
episode,
at.
probably not.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm just being honest.
Next question.
Sure.
Okay, Black Diablo Mamba. Question, Tom, why? Why did you choose to take the tadpoles?
Because it's the right choice.
Because
Because it's the
I
right
play
choice.
Swamp. I play Swamp. I play Power.
I
Power over everything.
I play Power.
I play
I
as
play
Warriors, which is law, which means I can enact my law on other people, make them follow it.
I choose Power
There's
at
no more
all costs.
judiciary. It's just you will.
When
Also, there was a final tadpole that was like, take it. I was like, no. And then I lost the wisdom check. So I was like, I take it.
Oh,
I had no choice at that point. I was like, well,
I
fuck.
made it past the last one.
Like, I wanted to. This was me. I was going to be like, I'm going to take all the power until it's forced upon me. I'm like, no. I take the power on my own accord, not when it's forced upon me. That's not how I played the
And then
game.
it was
You know
forced
what I'm
upon
saying?
you.
I riz my way out of it. I persuasion, every single dialogue box, if there's a persuasion feature, I always roll 38 or higher. That was my thing. I was like, I'm out. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
My
Butter and sugar
question,
for Tom is also a really good answer from Nate, by the way.
we still have
I
2
love-
minutes left till the show ends, technically.
I
How about
love
this?
toast like that, by the way.
What is the most mechanically unique board game you've played? So, like, what gave you the most unique experience? Like, what was a board game? Even if you only played it once, you were like, damn, that was pretty interesting.
I mean, how is it not Shadows over Camelot?
It's a good answer. I wasn't thinking about that.
Because when you even beat a quest, the quest turns over. And then you could still lose because the quest is ongoing. You're like, this shit sucks.
Are those at the Nerd on HQ? Is that what those are? Shadows over Camelot? Maybe.
Yes, sir. With the DLC.
Hey, there we go.
I say DLC.
Mine was gonna be Mansions of Madness.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a crazy mechanic.
I was gonna say that, so I'm gonna pick another one.
Oh, you were gonna say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the first time I ever played a board game, I didn't even know those kinds of board games existed. And a friend was like, "Hey, come to board game day with my friends," and that we played that, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." The Thing board game is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
That's a fun.
It's probably the hardest board game I've ever played too.
Yeah, it's
be honest.
mechanically speaking, it's pretty fun.
It is. And Zombie Side is pretty great too.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That is
Good question.
it. That was a very
Yeah.
good question.
Is there someone to raid? Who do we raid? Chat. Who do we raid? Chat.
Yeah, because then Tom and I have to talk about Magneto off camera.
Also, thank you everyone for swinging by. Battery Print, Big Nate,
Shout out to
T
Nate.
Dot, Mamba, all you lovely people answering the questions, being a part of the conversation.
Appreciate.
Comes in.
Appreciate.
Yeah, and if there was y'all should play Super Kaizo Ironmon, bro. I have watched so many Pokemods, and that's the one I'm scared of. That one and the Uranium one, which is the one that has a cult. Insurgency, I think that one's crazy. Charlanazard, I mean, Alana just hosted some kind of game awards, and shout out to her. She like gave it to the people and was like, "This all sucks." Most of the games that are nominated for awards are all featured big layoffs, so good for her. Yeah, GDC, yeah, she hosted that. So Dragon's Dogma 2, is that a new game? I saw a lot of people making characters and they're doing like big chunky walks.
I really want to play it, but money
Costs money. She's the new Jeff Keighley, the better version. Yeah, she comes from the IGN. She I don't think we see eye to eye on everything, but I think she stands for a good cause. But all right, cool. I'll start the raid. Josh, you want to sing us out?
Yeah, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Check out our website, nerdon.tv. Yeah, that's it. Check out our website. Consider joining the Nerd On Nation that's powered by Patreon. And take care of yourselves. We will see you soon. You know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.
Nerd on.